Hi, welcome to Gen Cam Plays Board Games, a channel where I, Gen Cam, play board games solo to help you decide if a game is right for you. Well, friends, I have been challenged. I was tagged by my fellow Michiganders, Blackboard Gaming, to participate in the $150 challenge. What is a $150 challenge, you ask? Well, imagine for one reason or another, you lost your entire board game collection and then you only have $150 to start rebuilding that collection. What games do you buy? This is a hard one. Not gonna lie, this one is really hard. So let me break down for you how I approach this challenge. The first thing I had to do was decide if I was rebuilding my collection purely for myself or if I was going to take my family into account. Then, if I do consider the games we play as a family, do I up the dollar amount per person? In the end, I did decide to take them into consideration, but I did not up my dollar amount. We are staying hard in the 150 max. So that means there are games on this list that I wouldn't normally talk about on a solo board gaming channel. The next thing I had to consider was where I was going to purchase my board games. And yes, these are replacements, and so all of the games on the list are games I currently do own. When we shop for board games, of course, we want to support our friendly local game stores as our first option, but for this challenge, I decided to look at Noble Knight Games since they offer used games. Yes, we are trying to get as many games as possible with our $150. Please consider that the prices I will be listing are the prices that were listed when I made this list, which was over a month ago, and might not reflect the current pricing or availability. Noble Knight Games also provides free shipping on orders over $149. So yes, I mathed this as hard as I could to get my pre-sales tax order to between $149 and $150 so I can get the free shipping. Since this challenge is already mind-breaking and I had to get it literally within $1 for the free shipping, I am not considering sales tax. Like that's just no, not happening. Another consideration is that I did not consider games that I already play on Board Game Arena. I did consider adding the cost of my BGA membership for the sake of this challenge, but decided not to since I pay annually and have recently renewed. So already paid for. There are also so many great games on BGA. If you aren't on it already, you gotta check it out. Lastly, this list isn't a list of the games I would most want to replace. Some of my absolute favorite and most played games will not be on the list, either due to price or availability, since this is a hypothetical situation as a single order from a single store. If you would like me to do a list where I don't have to worry about my family or shipping, let me know in the comments below. Now, before we dive into the list, if you enjoy this type of content or solo board gaming in general, please consider liking and subscribing. And with all of that out of the way, let's get started. The first game on this list is a game that is actually currently on my shelf of opportunity. It also won't be the only one from my shelf of opportunity. That game is Horizons of Spirit Island. Now, this game is actually rather new to my collection, but I have been interested in the theme of Spirit Island for a long time. It just takes, damn it. The first game on my list is a game that is actually currently on my shelf of opportunity, not shame. It also won't be the only one from my shelf of opportunity. That game is Horizons of Spirit Island. Now, this game is actually rather new to my collection, but I have been interested in the theme of Spirit Island for a very long time. It just took me a long time to pull the trigger on it since the original game was so expensive. Spirit Island, if you don't already know, is a cooperative game where you are spirits who are trying to defend your island from invaders. 100% right up my alley, but to be honest, the art style never grabbed me, and the 4.07 weight on BGG kind of scared me off just a little bit. But Horizons of Spirit Island is meant to be an entry point with a lower price point as well. And so at $17 for excellent or new mint condition copy, this made my list because not only can I play it solo, but the cooperative nature of the game also makes it a good choice to play with hubby. Next up is another cooperative game that was an early entry into our collection, and that is Forbidden Island at $8 for a copy in excellent condition. In Forbidden Island, you are working together to gather treasures from the island before it sinks into the ocean. This lightweight family game is easy to learn and relatively quick to play. I honestly enjoy playing co-op games when we play as a family, especially since I do tend to have an unfair advantage in cooperative games since I play like way more games than anyone else in my household. Games like Forbidden Island are just pure fun where we get to interact and win or lose together, and at $8, it is hard to beat. The next game we'll be talking about is another one from my shelf of opportunity. It is also a small, accessible version of another game. Coming in at $20 is Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. Now, the original Terraforming Mars is on BGA, but Ares Expedition still made my list because of its accessibility. I really enjoy engine building games, and while the space theme is, like kind of not my favorite theme, it is exciting to think about humans one day being able to live on Mars. Like, that'd be awesome. Like, heck, Martian was one of Kiddo's favorite movies for like a long while. While Ares Expedition is not ranked nearly as high as its predecessor, an overall ranking of 169 on BGA and a price point of $20 definitely makes it worthy of this challenge. The next game on the list is another one that was an early entry to our collection and a game we played a lot in the beginning. Lanterns of Harvest Festival is a family weight tile placement set collection game where you are decorating the lake at the palace for the festival. The interesting part about this game is that how you place the tiles matters, not just for you, but also for your opponents. So you have to make good decisions for yourself, but also make sure you aren't giving your opponents what they need to win. We actually haven't played this in a while, but it is one of the ones that I really enjoyed playing earlier in my board gaming journey. And at $18, it is one that I would want to repurchase so that we could play again. Are there better games? Yes, but sometimes this is the kind of cozy game that I need. Okay, so the next game is actually the second most expensive on the list at $28, but I absolutely love deduction games. I have only played it solo, but I really enjoy the Search for Planet X. In this game, you are trying to deduce where exactly Planet X is based on established placement rules. So, for instance, asteroids are adjacent to at least one other asteroid. While I have only played this solo, I would welcome it back into my collection for a couple of reasons. One, as previously stated, I love deduction games. Two, the difficulty level can be set per player, so Kiddo can play as a beginner with far more information to start with than, say, my husband or myself. This makes it a little more fair. And three, this game being app assisted makes replayability high enough that there is pretty much no way you would ever need to like solve the same problem twice. And honestly, if you did, there's no way you would even remember the answer anyway. Okay, so there was no way I was going to make a list without at least one Disney game. It's gonna happen. Like there's going to be one. Luckily for me, a newer version of this game recently came out, making the original one even cheaper at $15, and that is Disney Villainous: The Worst Takes All. Now, this is the version I currently own, and I can make the rules changes on my own without spending more money for the new version. If you have never played a Villainous game, I highly recommend you check out Foster the Meeple's tournament videos as they go through playing all of the different asymmetric characters. If I remember, and I'll do my best, I will share a link to their most recent tournament in the description below, so make sure you check for that. And if you want to go super deep into all the different characters, I will also link Lord of the Board's strategy guide playlist, which is amazing. I mean, all of his content is amazing. Okay, so I couldn't just add like only one Disney game. I had to add another one. This one is sentimental for me, and so it had to be on the list, especially at a grand total of $8. That game is Disney The Haunted Mansion Call of the Spirits. I actually had a Haunted Mansion themed wedding and we honeymooned at Disney World. So this is a game we play every year around our anniversary. This is definitely a family weight set collection game, but I have to admit, I was actually kind of surprised on how much I enjoy playing it. I'm sure a lot of it is because of my childhood and absolute love for the ride, but I do genuinely look forward to playing it every October. Okay, so this is the last game on my list and the most expensive. I'm pretty sure you would never guess which game it is, though. Not only do I love this game, but the publisher has gone out of business. And so if I lost my copy, it would be really important to me to try to replace it while I still could. At $35 for a near mint condition game, it is Encyclopedia from Holy Grail Games. This is a set collection dice placement game where you are trying to explore different parts of the world to help create the first encyclopedia of natural history. Well, I found the rules relatively easy to learn. I do feel like this game really makes me think about my choices and the best way to optimize my turns. I really have to plan ahead to get the best bang for my buck. I also like that the solo is easy to manage, and so even if I'm thinking too much on my own, at least I am not getting bogged down by running the AI on top of that. But this game is also just really beautiful, and I absolutely love the theme. I also have their civilization building game, Dominations Road to Civilization, which I've only played multiplayer, which is also a game I really enjoyed. I was just super sad to hear when they went under last year. I would have really loved to see more games from them, but let me know. I do have a Twitch stream playthrough video of Encyclopedia here on YouTube. Would you like to see more of this game or maybe Dominations? Yeah, let me know in the comments below. Not sure how y'all feel about games that are out of print, but I would still love to show them off. So that is my list of games from my collection that I would replace if I only had $150, and the grand total was exactly $150, which would get me the free shipping from Noble Knight Games. This challenge was stupid hard, but definitely a fun one. Thank you so much to Blackboard Gaming for tagging me. And yeah, who do I want to tag? So let's think about this. Well, since I already mentioned them, it would make sense to tag Foster the Meeple and Lord of the Board. Also got to tag Emily and Things. No pressure though, Emily. I know, no pressure. And since as a month ago he had played every game in his collection, I would be interested to see which games Tim Chuan would replace if he had to start over. I would also love to see what games Raul Gaviola would choose. If you don't already know him over on Twitch, make sure you go follow him there. Follows there are free, so go do it. Go do it. Thank you all so much for joining me. Till next time, bye-bye.